All right, we got another show to talk about. Talking about Fear the Walking Dead.
It's finally back.
It's back. My name is Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are the Podcasting Dead. Quick rundown, and then we'll jump into the podcast. We started off talking about The Walking Dead, and from this podcast, you realize we still are talking about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and all related Walking Dead things. But if you are into podcasts, consider subscribing or hitting the like button, because there's so much more to us than that. We podcast about a lot of different things, everything from controversial issues to just what's been up with JP. So if you're a podcasting fan, consider subscribing. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit the little bell notification beside the subscribe button so you get notified whenever we post new updates. And even if you don't want to subscribe, just hit the like button. That helps us out a lot.
Just do it.
So, we got Season 5, Episode 1 of Fear the Walking Dead is off the ground. And JP, what'd you think about it?
Well, what I saw, I did miss like the first 20 minutes, but
JP came to my house to watch it. For the long-time listeners who know how much trouble I have getting JP to come anywhere that's not his house or the bar, JP came down. We had a grand old time.
Yeah, it was good stuff. All the I missed, from what I understand, was a pretty explosive opening scene.
It was. I will say this episode, I'm not going to sit here and ooh and ah over because I didn't think it was anything amazing, but I will say it definitely started off with some good action, man. What you missed was Alicia running around with that plane propeller looking like Cloud or somebody from Final Fantasy, just like a big sword in there. Mm-hmm. Like those, you know how like some anime will do like these exaggeratedly huge swords with the characters. But it did start off with the bang.
Yeah, I mean, like yourself, I wish they had to come out swinging a little bit more through just a more kind of high-octane episode for people tuning in on the fence on whether they're going to follow it this season or not. I don't know.
And by high-octane, you mean more like story-wise, right? Like, because, I mean, we got a lot of action, but you're talking about more just like more shit happening, like characters dying or just something.
Just, I don't know, man. It wasn't, I didn't really get like sucked in like talking about.
No, I didn't either. And actually, too, bonus content at the end of this podcast, we'll talk a little bit about Nosferatu, which, spoiler alert, I also wasn't very impressed with that. I did not like it, but I didn't love it. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But no, I mean, you and I both are Fear the Walking Dead fans. You more so than I. I have no problem admitting back, I think, halfway through Season 2, that's when I had just dropped off completely. And then Season 3, I heard so many good things about that I came back to the show. And I dare say Season 3 still is probably going to be the best season of this show ever. That was a phenomenal season.
It's going to be hard to top.
But and then I got back into it from that, and the first half of Season 4 was mind-blowingly amazing, and then it just kind of went, and then like the last half was not bad, but it wasn't really good either. It's like I think you said, like it's like they're just dragging it, just like they put all their writing effort into the first half, and we're like, all right, now we got to fill 8 other episodes. Let's drag this old like woman thing out.
And I really hope that's not what we're looking at with this season, but, you know.
Well, and you got so many good characters. Like, I love John Dory, and I love Morgan, and Alicia, June. I like June. Like, we got some light. You got everything you need there for a successful show. Good actors. Garrett Dillahunt, you've heard me talk about him millions of times, the guy that plays John Dory. I'm a huge fan of his. I think he is a very underrated actor. He's been in a lot more. You've probably seen him in a lot more stuff than you realized, and he's just a very versatile, good actor. He was in Raising Hope, and it was all comedy. Mm-hmm. But before that, he had pretty much been a bad guy, and he was in Deadwood. I think he played 2 different bad guys in Deadwood, if I remember correctly. So you've got all the things that you need for a good show as far on the character end. Good characters. I like Althena, however you say her name. Al is what they call her. But
don't forget about my man Victor Strand.
Another. I didn't think about him just because we didn't see him much this episode.
Yeah, no, man. We need more Strand. That's probably why it dragged so bad.
But we do. All right. So, and we didn't say this before, but come on, people, you should know this. Spoiler alert, because we're about to spoil the crap out of this episode. But we see Daniel. Like, we'd already heard that he was coming back, so that's not really that bad. I wish they had a better way of keeping tight lids on this stuff. Like,
no kidding.
I think that's something that really hurts The Walking Dead and, and Fear the Walking Dead. It's just the fact that stuff leaks so easy. And I don't know if it's their way of trying to get people to tune in or what, because part of me feels like they have a hand in it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They're just trying to get people talking about their show. But it's like, man, look at other shows. Like Game of Thrones keeps things tight. Look how tight-lipped they kept the Avengers Endgame. Not saying some things didn't slip, but there were plenty of things that happened in that movie that I'm like, oh man, or oh, that's cool. I haven't seen them since so and so. You know, just people you didn't expect to see, and it just. Yeah, because like seeing Daniel at the end would have definitely probably, imagine if we didn't know Daniel was coming back and we'd have saw that towards the end of the episode, how much different we might be looking at this episode.
It's true, man. But, you know, seeing in that video he is in all black and everything, I'm wondering if the mysterious threat at the end of the episode is some of Daniel's people.
It could be. He's a badass. They say, man, I really need to check out his music. They say that he's a phenomenal actor, we know, but they say that he's an even better musician than he is an actor. They say he's a very, very talented musician, just a talented guy all around.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of music he's into.
I think I might be wrong. Listeners, if you know the correct answer, please correct me in the comments section. But I think he does kind of like jazz, like maybe he plays a air instrument, a wind instrument of some kind.
He seems like he'd be a great sax player.
Right? Just like sultry sax.
Yeah, man, just blowing the sax, baby.
Staring into the eyes. And,
don't get me started, honey.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, and JP did it. He missed about the first 20 minutes. JP showed up at my house and got downstairs after the little girl had picked them up, right? Like they were in the van when you got downstairs, right? Yeah. So JP missed all of the, and we know there's something to do with radiation. Alicia which is very familiar because I've been watching Chernobyl, which that's a great show, by the way. If you're looking for something new to watch and you have HBO or HBO Go, check out Chernobyl. There's only 4 episodes. I don't know if it's going to be an ongoing thing. I'm 3 in. Good show, though. Definitely lived up to the hype. A lot of people were hyping that show up to me, and I was like, I'll watch it. And very enjoyable. But we saw a sign that said danger radiation. You know, and those kids kept talking about how bad it was there. Like y'all don't understand, you know, how bad, whatever. So I'm wondering if that's like a group of enemies.
And so they were talking about the radiation, just like it's.
Well, they didn't necessarily say the radiation, but like when they first got in the van, that little, like their sister, those 2 little boys' sister, and forgive me for not knowing their names, but they just started this season. But she had made comments about, you know, you don't know what you're getting into or what you know, typical Walking Dead type thing. You don't know what you're up against type deal. Well, it's typical drama. I mean, it ain't just The Walking Dead that does that, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
so is this going to be like a Hills Have Eyes situation?
God, that would be awesome.
Some, like, just radiated.
Yeah, just like, throw something different in there, man. Like some radiated human zombie hybrids to like. I don't know. They'll never do anything like that. Some people would never want that because that would take away the realness, I guess, of this show, if you can call it realness. But I want something different, man. Something that just could, like that's what's so great about this season, even though those of us that's read the comics, but those of us on The Walking Dead, that's what's so great about The Whisperers. It's an all-new threat. It's something we've never seen before on the show. You know, I think that's kind of why, along with Angela Kang being a good showrunner, is what kind of turned this show around, you know, The Walking Dead around, was you just had this all-new threat that was unlike anything. We faced bad people before and, you know, evil leaders and stuff, but now we're facing this whole new enemy that operates differently. And, you know, and that's just maybe my opinion. I think season 9 of The Walking Dead was phenomenal. I'm not going to say they want a lull here or there, but I mean, overall, compared to the 2 seasons before, I love season 9.
Yeah, man. This season, I'd like to see like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type family, you know, like
on Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, like cannibals, but not like lame Terminus type cannibals. Like straight up, like wear your face, you know, have sex with your sister's dead body. Like really just deranged, disgusting cannibal family in Texas who are doing this messed up stuff before the zombie outbreak even happened.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say.
Crazy,
people have done stuff like that in real life, and then that's in the civilized world. So it stands to reason that with the fall of government in the world, if they survive, they would probably be even more demented now that there's no constraints. You know?
Man, just like a Walker Farm or something, you know, just like a sick kind of gross out 70s type horror movie.
Oh,
feel,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they need for something like Fear the Walking Dead, man, because let's face it, and then maybe this is just me. I don't speak for all Walking Dead fans, but I feel like Fear is good. Season 3 was great. First half, season 4 was great. I definitely thought those two were putting it on the road to being as good as The Walking Dead. But I mean, let's face it, at this moment, it basically just kind of holds us over until The Walking Dead comes back. Like, you really need some different and out there ideas to really.
Yeah,
they say that it crossed over with the Rick movies. It was a symbol. I didn't read on it this morning. So if you're one of those listeners who is really, I mean, some of our listeners know way more about this show than we do. We just like to discuss it. We are not the experts or the end all be all on it. But They were saying there's a connection to the Rick movies.
I did see that, man. Like, what, she was flipping through a map or something. There was a symbol, like 3 interlaced circles or something, kind of like the Olympic symbol. And that ties into Rick in some form or fashion.
Now, that would be something that would blow my mind if they ended up, from the movies, put Rick on Fear the Walking Dead for a while.
I think they're going to have to, man, if they want to keep people reeled in. I mean, if they're just going to stick to this kind of like retreading The Walking Dead and just like the groups apart, now they're together, now they're
fighting another group. And
yeah, I mean, they need to really do something.
Yeah.
I would like to see next episode, like the group that took over the denim factory has just been like gutted and annihilated. They come back and it's just like a horror show. And next thing you know, they're like, well, we got our place back, but do we really want to stay here? There's obviously some sick folks out there doing some nasty stuff. I don't know.
Just new challenges, things that we haven't seen before. We've seen group versus group, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm excited about it. I just, like I said, the first episode didn't blow my mind.
No, me neither, man. I was just kind of through the episode. I was like, okay, well, it's cool seeing Strand again, and then I was like, well,
it's cool to see Daniel again.
Yeah, but it definitely didn't draw me in.
I hope with Al they're going to have some kind of big like conspiracy thing, something big. You know what I mean? I don't think they will, but like we still don't know everything about her. She was a journalist. I mean, give us some big. Oh, that was a ghost. Yeah, JP's phone just fell.
Just jumped right off the ledge there.
That was really weird.
It was a little strange.
Did you have it turned sideways, or was the edge hanging off?
I don't know. I'll put it a little better now.
If it falls off now, it's definitely a ghost.
Yeah, no kidding.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I like this episode. I didn't love this episode. Like, it doesn't have me. Like, I remember last year this time when Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 started, man. The first half, every episode, I was just like, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I want that again this season.
Yeah.
If I was Morgan at some point, I'd have said to hell with helping people.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all this time after we left them in Season 4, and they're like, they've not saved one person. Pretty much. And I've been like, or everybody, to hell with it. If we come across somebody in danger, we'll save them. Otherwise, I'm not going out of my way.
I'm definitely not getting in some like haphazard crop dusting plane. I didn't see that part of the show, but I mean, I wouldn't get in like right now, I probably wouldn't get in like a small engine plane. I'm just, They crash too easily, man. I'm not doing it. And I'm definitely not like 10 years after the world's ended, not getting into some little jinky little plane.
Nope. Nope.
But they didn't think twice about it. They got to save some random people that's on the radio. So
all life is precious, JP.
Yeah, let's pile up in this plane.
Road trip.
Jeez.
Alicia, ever the badass.
Yeah, it is nice seeing her sexy ass again.
She is very attractive.
She is. Whew.
Very good looking girl. We were surprised. I've never really watched Fear. I've watched some, but I haven't watched much Talking Dead after Fear the Walking Dead. And she's got some kind of British Valley Girl accent going on.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Because, like, at first I thought I heard a hint of, like, a British or an Australian or some kind of, a different accent. But then, like, for a couple of sentences, she sounded very Valley Girl, just like,
Yeah, man, I couldn't put my finger on it.
And then it slid back in. Which Lowen Cohen's got a very peculiar accent, too, because, and I'm not exactly right on this, but it's something like one of her parents was maybe British or something, and she was raised. She spent some time in Britain, but she's pretty much raised in America, but she still has the accent. But it's kind of like It's kind of like an American accent, a British accent hybrid.
Kind of slips in and out.
Right. So it sounds like what Alicia's got going on.
Slipping in and out, man. I would not mind getting on that couch, man. Then you got Victor Strand right there. That would just be a cream dream, baby.
A cream
plus Chris Hardwick watching and commentating, like he's keeping the conversation going as I'm in this Strand Alicia sandwich, But enough about that.
My mind, like most of the time when JP talks about things like that, I try to block him out. But for some reason, when you were talking about that, my mind was imagining it as you were like saying it. I'm going to say I saw some terrible snit here just a second ago.
A Strandwich. That's what we'd call it. Strandwich.
You got to put Alicia's name in there somehow.
Well, man, maybe just like Victor Strand and his twin brother.
He has a twin brother?
Probably not, but wouldn't that be beautiful? But no, you're right. I don't know.
Alicia Strandwich.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Strandwich was way better. We could just leave it at that. That was pretty badass.
Because Strand and I, we can, put anybody in the Strandwich. Alicia, Luciana, Chris Hardwick on a good day.
On a good day?
On a good day.
When he's got his hair right?
Yeah. He doesn't knock it out of the park every single time, but when he does, it's a beautiful thing.
I like Chris Hardwick, man. I think he's awesome. I mean, to do what he does on the Fear on the Talking Dead, and to do it for that many years and still be able to keep it interesting and be excited about it and be, he hats off to him, man. He does a great job hosting that show, man.
Yeah, he's perfect for that format.
One of the best episodes was when Marilyn Manson was When Marilyn Manson was on the Talking Dead after The Walking Dead, I believe. And Marilyn Manson was just like, and I normally enjoy things with Marilyn Manson on them because at least back in the day, he seemed like a very intelligent guy. Like he was always had something to fire back at people that had, something crappy or negative to say or provided good insight. And on this one, it's like he was just drunk or high on pills or something.
I don't know, man. It's like he was trying to be clever and intelligent, but it was just coming off as
pretentious. And
yeah, Marilyn. It definitely examines some social issues. Now, if we can get back to the conversation, he was just saying very obvious things, but trying to make it sound, deep. And I'm just
I think The Walking Dead's a social commentary on the brutality of mankind. No schnit. That's literally what Robert Kirkman said about the show. And the series in general. It was not about the zombies. It was about the people. Moving on.
Yeah, he was just a big old block of wood.
Now that was one of my favorites because it was so bad.
Has he been on there more than that one time? I would hope not.
I don't think Chris Hardwick said he was going to be allowed back on there. Chris Hardwick was not happy with it.
I'll tell you one thing: Marilyn Manson not invited to the Strandwich.
Really?
No.
Poor Manson. Now, one of the best episodes, as far as just very enjoyable, but not because it was awkward, was when Conan O'Brien was on.
Oh, man, dude, I didn't see that.
Conan's one of my favorite of the late night hosts because he's just, I don't know, I think he's got the best wit out of most of the late night hosts. Like he's just rapid fire. He thinks of really funny things to say. He's really, no matter who you pair Conan with, he's so enjoyable. And with like talking about zombie scenarios, like it's cracking me up just thinking about it. Like it was, I wouldn't mind recording that one and watching it again. That was the best. That was my favorite episode of The Talking Dead.
Yeah, man. I used to live for Conan. I watched him all the time. Before, I haven't watched him much on TBS. Does he still even do that show?
Yeah, he's still got a late night show. He had a really funny sketch with Steven Yeun that played Glenn, which I guess it wasn't supposed to be a sketch, but they were going to a bunch of Korean, they went to a Korean massage parlor and a bunch of different stuff, and that was one of the funniest episodes of the Late Night with Conan that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and I hear he has a podcast. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
I would not mind checking that out either. Like I said, one of my favorites, but that was a good episode. But anyways.
Yeah, I love Conan, man.
Back to Fear the Walking Dead. I thought Luciana was dead.
Yeah, me too.
Really, with like you said last night, without Nick, she really just doesn't.
What does she do? She's just another piece of eye candy,
Yeah,
what is Luciana's arc? What's her arc?
Well, she started with that group of people that was sacrificing bitten people to zombies. Remember that?
No, I don't.
Remember back when Nick met her, when he first came into her camp, remember they had that little circle area and they would take people that were bitten, but they would put them in this zombie pit.
Was that the one where the guy was trying to say that he was bitten and survived, so he was like a messiah?
And then
he ends up really getting bitten, and you're like, you weren't bitten by a zombie before, you were just bitten by a crackhead.
Yes. Okay. That little camp, because that ended up getting overrun.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't my favorite part of that story either. But no, she came from that, and she was kind of a hard ass, and she found love with Nick, and yada, yada, yada.
Do we trust her? Can we trust her? We trust her. We don't trust her.
I thought she was gone, and it honestly would have been a little bit more fitting. Not that I want her gone, but I'm just saying, you want to make an omelet, you got to crack some eggs, I don't know. It just, they're really, I don't know. It was this big concern, oh, man, she's going to die, and then she lived, and it's I like Luciana, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Luciana and Al and maybe June are on the chopping block this season.
Yes, it's definitely a lady heavy. So, of the original cast, we got Luciana, we got Strand,
Luciana,
Alicia.
That's pretty much it, right?
Is that pretty much it?
Daniel now.
Yeah, Daniel's coming back.
but you got John Dory, June, they were Al. They were all part of kind of like the soft reboot is what they called season 4. But I would really, you know what I wouldn't mind? I know it'd be kind of a cop out because we were pretty sure he died. I wouldn't mind if Troy came back.
Yeah, I mean, he got bashed in the head with a big wrench. He could have, survived in some
I just thought he was I just thought he was just such a good character, man. I mean, you hated him, but you liked him. And he kind of was like a less sadistic Ramsay Bolton in a way, if Ramsay had any redeeming qualities. I mean, like, I just thought he was a good, well-written character. You know what I mean? He was just, I don't know, like you never really knew what he was going to do next. And
yeah, man, I can identify with that relationship between Nick and Troy because I think we've all got that just effed up friend, who's just shady with everybody else, but for whatever reason, they're just on the level with you, like they're straightforward with you. They've got your back. If they're not like that with anyone else, we've all just got that friend.
You see the light in them when other people have trouble seeing it.
Exactly.
It's you to me.
that might be a good correlation.
No, I agree though. I've definitely been there. I've got friends that or had friends that people have been like, I don't know how you're friends with it, and you're just like, I don't know, man. Like with me, he's awesome. Like I like the guy.
Everybody dogs him, but I'm just like, look, I mean, he shares his drugs. He's he always makes me laugh. What do you want me to say?
Sign of a good friend.
He's never stole from me. What do you want?
Yeah, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, dude, I can never trust a thief. That's for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what I want to hold reservation until we've gotten at least a couple episodes in, because it could be setting up for some awesome stuff. Like Fear has impressed me before, so I'm down. I still think the biggest mistake was killing off Kim Dickens. Just me. Some people were perfectly okay with it, or even thought it was what they needed, and I get it. It's a zombie show. Like anybody can die, but I mean, when Nick left because the actor didn't want to be on the show anymore. Nick was killed off because that actor said, I don't want to do the show anymore. Kim Dickens, that played Madison, was good to go. She loved playing Madison. She'd have stayed on much longer. So when you've already lost Nick, arguably like your biggest character beside like her and Strand, and Alicia, I might not would have killed off Madison. You know what I mean? If anything, kill off Alicia. Now Madison's just, she's lost both her kids. She's just this.
Yeah, Nick took that bullet for the show.
And which, I guess when she died, Nick was still alive. But maybe had Nick and Alicia die, and Madison's just this unhinged, ruthless badass, which she already was a badass. But I do think that I liked Madison on the show. Like, I thought she was a very likable character. And I really am hoping that she's going to come back at some point. We didn't see her die.
You never know, man. That helicopter could have came in and saved her as well. Just dropped down a rope ladder and.
As they're pulling her up, Rick's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
We're going to Christmas land.
Oh, come with me if you want to live.
My garbage friend here said we're going to the Christmas land.
She don't use pronouns or conjunctions, but don't mind her. She's all right.
She speaks weird, but she don't have to.
It's just for fun.
Man, I would love to see Rick and Madison. Mick is what we would call them. Rick and Madison. Or Radisson. I like Mick better. I think it's just shortened to the point.
Yeah, man.
But they'd be a badass. Not saying like I don't want Rick and Michonne together. I'm saying like just seeing Rick and Madison together kicking ass. They'd be really.
Brother, it's a new world. I don't see why Rick should have to pick and choose, baby. Just bringing Victor Strand. We got a nice little Strandwich right there.
So in your mind, you're seeing Victor Strand, Rick, Madison, and Michonne.
Yeah, baby. Why not? And why not in this day and age? Why not right here, right now?
Right here, right now.
Well, it is just the two of us, so maybe not right here, right now, but...
Not here, not now, not ever.
I'm just saying, just like compound what are they? Polys, man. Just a nice polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful thing. I think they had a great social experiment in the 60s. It's kind of making a comeback. Just group living, man. It takes a village. The Mormons had it right, in my opinion. Anyway, we're starting to go down a rabbit hole. This is getting into Wednesday territory. So,
well, that wraps it up for Fear of the Walking Dead. Now, stay tuned. We're going to talk a little bit about Nosferatu as we come to a close. But we usually rate the episodes by episode. So, JP, you want to hold your hand under the table and pull it out with your rating? Remember, out of 1 to 5.
I will hold my hand under the table and then pull it out.
Oh, boy. All right, ready?
Okay.
All right, JP, a little harsher. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which is
keep in mind,
terrible.
I still haven't watched like the first 20 minutes, so
Right, I just kind of had to fill it back in.
But man, it didn't have me captivated. I don't know.
No, I agree. It didn't grab me. It definitely. Like I said, I'm holding out faith because Fear the Walking Dead has wowed me before. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of the way people were like, if Daryl dies, we riot. I'm that way with John Dory. If John Dory dies, all good has left the world.
And I'm that way with Strand.
Yep.
And if you stay tuned, well, I guess we shouldn't put a hashtag till the end because we got a little bonus, a little Easter egg at the end, right?
Do we?
We're going to talk about the Nosferatu a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Like now.
Right now, yeah, we are. Yeah, Nosferatu, it as well. I was really, really looking forward to it. It really didn't suck me in too much. I was expecting more of an American Horror Story kind of vibe.
Especially with Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, man. I thought it was going to be a little bit more brutal. I don't know.
I feel like it'll get there, though. No, so it has. I mean, I think it might get there. We still got the rest of the season,
man. It almost felt like a CW show or something. I don't know. Just
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going into Nosferatu, I'm guessing, based off of the old vampire from back in the day.
Yeah, and apparently it's based off a book series or something. I don't know.
And I mean, so what we're looking at is some hocus pocus-ish here. So basically, he takes kids away and they turn into vampires and he gets young again, which in the previews we see him old. So I don't know if that kid got away or like it only keeps him young for a little bit. It's almost like a drug for him, you know? You are not going to Christmas. Was he saying Christmas Land?
I think so.
You're not going to Christmas Land.
I was kind of going in and out of it, but
like I said, pushed the guy going out of the car at like 20 miles an hour, and the guy was rolling past the guy.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I like Fear the Walking Dead. I'm going to give it a few episodes because there definitely have been shows that the first episode or two didn't blow my mind. And then as I got into it, it just ended up being one of the best shows ever. So.
I mean, it's going to be coming on right after Fear the Walking Dead, so why not watch it, I guess. But yeah, he's kind of like the Spider-Man villain, the Vulture, you know, not the Michael Keaton Vulture, the comic book one, who actually has to suck youth from his, his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not I was really, really hoping to like that. I was really expecting it to be good, and it might still really be good. I don't know. But if I can give one big recommendation before we go, Good Omens. You got David Tennant. You got John Hamm. I can't remember the actor who plays the angel. I've only watched the first episode so far, but I'm really digging that.
I might watch that when I get home today. I definitely want to see. They've been previewing the crap out of it.
Yeah, if you got Amazon Prime, check it out. The Neil Gaiman. It's based on a book series of his, I believe. Neil Gaiman of like Sandman and all that stuff. So yeah, Good Omens. I thought it was great.
Got good casting in it.
Yeah, man. Love David Tennant. He plays he's not like a bad guy, but I mean, he's a demon. So
right.
You know, it's definitely kind of got that Purple Man sort of vibe. Like he is kind of a bad guy, but you still like him a lot. And he's not like a bad guy. I don't know. It's a good show. I
like when you have those in shows where they make you like the bad guy, basically. Yeah. Like you're kind of rooting for the antagonist in a way.
Mm-hmm. But he's it's good, man. It's two sides of the same coin coming together to stop something awful.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So like I said, Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, I'm gonna hold out. I'll give it at least 3 or 4 before I say if I think the season's doomed or not. But not quite the I don't know. I mean, it started off with a bang. It just really to me there were no big developments or anything that maybe like just set the tone for an amazing season. Maybe that'll come in the next episode or two.
I really don't think the casual fan that tuned in last night is just going to be like, man, I'm definitely going to be back Sunday to watch that again. I just if the ratings tank, I mean, shoot.
You had your lady friend with you last night. She's never watched it, right? And she didn't seem like it was really.
Yeah, my companion last night, she wasn't very. I mean, she later on she was like, yeah, I liked what I saw, but I
didn't blow her mind. Like, oh my God, I got to go back and watch all the other seasons now.
Yeah, which I mean, keep in mind, she's like not abreast of The Walking Dead at all. She was like, with the severed heads hanging from the tree, she was like, their jaws are still moving. I was just like, yeah.
They're
that's
zombies.
What happens. Yeah.
We didn't destroy the brain.
But yeah, I don't know, man. We will see. But it was a fun evening. You were a wonderful host.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed having you both.
Yeah, your basements really come together. That much I can say.
I hate calling it the man cave, but at this point, that's just what it's become known as.
Yeah, I mean, what else? It's just the nomenclature of the day.
The man layer. Is that better?
The manhole.
And women are allowed, definitely. So do we just call it the layer?
Yeah, we don't want to get too gender specific, do we?
The cave.
We're going to, if you have any suggestions for what to call Justin's Basement Hangout, leave it in the comments section. If you've listened this long, hashtag Strandwich in the comments.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great hashtag.
And man, once the and we'll talk about the Patreon once we get some dollars rolling in for giveaways and stuff. We'll do these hashtag things at the end and do drawings like we've done in the past. But right now, a couple jokers kind of broke up in here.
Yeah, speaking of Patreon, JP, let them know what they need to know.
Yeah, and we'll put a link in the YouTube video, of course. It's just a Patreon / The Podcasting Dead. We've got several tiers. We're putting bonus content on there. It's a lot of fun. We got to thank our patrons so far. We've got Alex Jimenez. We've got Dan Ashdown, Vixie Bixie, Derek Patterson. Pretty sure I said his name right.
Yep.
A lot of longtime listeners. So, jump on board. All the money you put in, getting invested into the podcast. We're not just out here, with blowing hookers. Putting your money in.
JP is, but not with your money.
Not with your money. No, I put my own money into that. But yeah, just production costs, better equipment, merch, giveaways. Yeah. It really is. You're investing in a show that hopefully you love. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're first things first. We want to get a nicer laptop. Because JP's got a MacBook, but that thing is like 100 years old.
It's pretty old. It works good, but we could definitely
use something a little newer and faster. And we want to start doing all of these as video podcasts.
We really do.
But in order to do that, we also have to buy cameras. We have to, get better, which I could probably get by with the iMovie or whatever on the MacBook. I've used that a lot, but yeah, we just want to create a better podcast for you. So every dollar that goes to that, and you can sign on for what, like as little as $1 a month. And it's not like you get penalized. You can just back out whenever you want.
And any like we're gearing up for a giveaway right now. Once we get, I think right now we're sitting at once we get 20 patrons, we're going to do a drawing for a really awesome prize pack. All you've got to donate is you can donate anything. $1 gets you a drawing, just like $15, whatever. So yeah, just give us some thought, and like I said, we'll put a link for the Patreon in the video description, along with our SoundCloud and CastBox, and anywhere you can enjoy a podcast.
Yep, and if you want to follow us on social media, of course, The Podcasting Dead. I'm sorry I'm yawning while I'm talking. That's rude, terrible radio etiquette. But you can follow us on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and search The Podcasting Dead. Give our page a like. We usually, I think we've done pretty good. We've been updating it a lot more than we used to. We let it sit for a while and barely updated it now. If we see anything pop culture related or just like entertainment wise, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, whatever, we share it, articles, things like that. And you can follow us on our own social medias. JP, let them have yours.
I am on Periscope, Jpslim, no spaces, no pauses, no underscores, just Jpslim on Periscope. And maybe next Sunday I'll do a little Periscoping from in Justin's man cave.
You should.
Hoping
it's
I get
changed
there.
A lot since we did one live video cast from there like 2 years ago.
It's true,
and it looks a lot different than it did then.
And maybe even we'll link the video onto our Patreon for the patrons.
Yeah,
we'll figure out some cool stuff. I'm also on Instagram, which I'm hardly using at all, but it's a J_Radsaw. That's my pseudonym, and I use it on Instagram, J_Radsaw. So there you go. See some pics.
Love it. Mine is easy to find for my Instagram, Periscope, and Snapchat. Just I'm Justin Lloyd, all lowercase. Again, I'm Justin Lloyd, no spaces, 2 L's in Lloyd's. That's Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope. And we will catch you back here tomorrow for our current events podcast, where we look on the internet and find current things and
see what's trending,
tell you what's going on in the world. And if you don't come back to that one, maybe you're just here for Walking Dead content. We'll see you next Monday.
We sure will.
But regardless, I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
And we are The Podcasting Dead.
#Strandwich.